Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. This is TCL 55-inch P605. I know there's 607. This is 605. There really isn't that much of a difference between 605 and 607. They both have Dolby Vision and HDR. Okay? So 607, it's probably 65-inch or bigger. I don't know, but there's not like much of a technological difference in terms of panels. It's just probably a different size, but they both have Dolby Vision. What you're seeing here, it's Transformers The Last Night. I really can't fathom this whole title. I mean, Michael Bay, did you just wake up one day saying The Last Night was great? Like, why do you gotta call it well, couldn't you call it like Rise of the Night, or like Kingdom of, or some kind of like something, Kingdom of Robots, or some, I don't know, man, something more sounding better. But anyway, it's a Transformers, it's Michael Bay film, you know, it's a mindless action, eye candy orgasm. And that's why you're watching this, for guilty pleasure of 3 hours as a demo test for your HDR. This is an excellent, top-notch HDR next to Blade Runner. Blade Runner and this movie till Blade Runner 2049 comes out on HDR and Dolby Vision in March, in spring next year, 2018. Because that movie is going to make a truckload of money. It'll be a biggest movie in the box office this weekend. So go check it out. It's a great movie. Not spoiling anything, just watch it. It's a fucking great movie. It's like Harrison Ford said. It's a fucking awesome movie. Watch it. Anyway, let's continue with calibrating the Transformers on TCL 55-inch P605. Okay? Now, I don't have the Oppo 203, so I cannot take the advantage of Dolby Vision. And I don't want to buy that new LG 4K player because TechnoDad told me they pulled out. How dare you, LG? They pulled out the update for Dolby Vision, so it doesn't work. It's like, LG, seriously, what the F? Like, seriously, what the hell? Your entire CES Vegas presentation was about Dolby Vision 4K player, Dolby Vision this, Dolby Vision that. A lousy Apple 4K TV can do Dolby Vision, and you're having a fucking hiccup. I'm sorry, I'm pissed off. And you're having a fucking hard time updating the Dolby Vision firmware, dynamic metadata. Like, what the hell? Anyway, let's continue, man. Today is just, I'm just like, it's a sucky fucking week. It's a shitty fucking week. Let's get on with this fucking show. Let's do this. Let's calibrate this motherfucker. Alright, so the first thing you notice, one of the major differences on TCL versus Samsung KS8000, one of the major difference is full array of local dimming. This thing has 72 local dimming zones. What does that mean? That means on this HDR, the deep dark levels are going to be picture dark, pitch black levels. Okay, they're not going to be in an OLED perfect deep dark levels, but they're going to be excellent deep dark levels for an LCD LED backlit TV. Okay, and I clearly can see that here. It's like night and day. Here's a great example. Look at that sunrise that's popping out on this Paramount logo, and you will see as I go frame by frame how beautifully that sunrise will just pop out. You know what just happened? Dude, I'm not kidding you. I have a ghost. Dude, I have a ghost. Look what just happened. My 4K collection just fell. Look at that. It fell down. Can you believe that shit? Must be that, I don't know, some hater ghost. It's a Pennywise. Pennywise, do me a favor, man. Stop screwing with me right now. I'm doing a video, Pennywise, alright? I don't have time to be bringing goddamn balloons and quarters to you at the sewage. Just chill out, alright? I ain't got time for this shit. Go back to your closet, Pennywise. Motherfucker. It ain't Halloween yet, man. Relax. We still got 3 weeks to go till Halloween. Chill out. And look, for example, right here, how HDR peak brightness is working. And it looks really good on this television. You know, what this television has, it has those excellent deep dark levels and local dimming zones. But the thing is that's missing, it's that peak brightness. If this thing had like a 1000 peak brightness nits, this TCL would be an excellent TV, and it would just look that much better, you know. This is why the deep dark levels and the peak brightness and the wide color gamut, all of those three are very important for you to take the full advantage of high dynamic range. Those are the necessary ingredients for you to fully utilize high dynamic range. And of course, that 4K resolution. And now look at that peak brightness coming out, popping out right here. That looks excellent. And then you will see the those fire cannons just like flying behind the mountain. You will see it behind this peak of mountain. There, you see it now, and it looks fantastic. On HDR, this just looks fantastic. We'll get to the calibration, don't worry about it. I'm just kind of examining this. I want to say something about this TCL TV, because a lot of people have been asking me about TCL. Look, let me just put it to you this way. If you can get it for $500, and I'm pretty sure Thanksgiving sales, 4 weeks from now, once the holiday sales starts kicking in, and this is the season, we're almost getting into a holiday season. Once the holiday sales start kicking off, you'll be able to buy this TV for like $500 or maybe even $480, depending how much price they cut. If you can buy this TV for $500 with everything that comes with it, that's a steal. You gotta remember, you're getting also $120 worth of Roku with 4K. Don't forget that as well. And you're also getting HDR and Dolby Vision, and you're getting full rail local dimming zones, 72 dimming zones. So for $500, let's say you buy this for like $500, and you buy Xbox One X for $500. That's $1,000 right there. You just spent on a nice package, and you still have some money left over to go buy yourself a nice receiver or speakers or what have you, and get the Dolby Atmos in it as well. So you see what I'm saying? You have opportunity this holiday season to have yourself a really nice television. You'll probably be able to get 65-inch for like $600, and that's a pretty good deal. 65-inch with Dolby Vision HDR for $600. That's a pretty darn good deal. Okay. So as you can see, HDR looks excellent on this movie. Doesn't matter if you watch it in TCL or if you watch it on Samsung KS8000. But if you watch it in OLED, it's going to look the best. If you watch it in Z90, it's going to look like heaven. Alright, so it depends on what type of TV are you watching it on. But this is excellent for a TCL. When I compliment this TV, I'm complimenting it for its budget that you pay for. Okay? What you have spent on this TV, $500, and what you're getting here, it's a pretty good deal. Means you didn't get ripped off. You got a pretty good deal for less money that you paid for it. And of course here, HDR with the deep dark levels. Look at the particles, like you can count every and each particle here. That's how good this looks. And keep in mind, my camera, it's trying to do its best to show you this, but this is something you have to see for yourself. It looks fantastic. And look at this detail right here. You can see even during the high action speed chase here, you get to see things vividly, because this movie was shot not just in a very high-end camera, which is 6.5K, but at the same time, the HDR was mastered really, really good. With every and each individual frame, the HDR was mastered here, with himself being in the studio there, in the Paramount, Michael Bay, you know, on this movie. And this is why when you have a director sitting in the studio and making sure that they do a proper job on rendering the HDR, because the director knows exactly how his movie should look. And this is the example of that. And it's also shot, as I said, with 2 cameras, 3D native, so I highly recommend you get both 4K version and 3D version, because 3D version really will show you. You can use a PlayStation VR if you don't have a 4K TV. You can use it with your PlayStation 4 Pro. Put it in your VR headsets and you will enjoy that 3D with this movie. Wonder Woman 3D, it's okay. Nothing to brag about. It's alright. But this movie looks excellent on 3D. And another great example, it's right here. Just look at right here. Look how beautiful that looks. Look at that. Not only do you see every and each flame, but you can see flame detailed, like 3-dimensionally you get to see this flame perfectly. And of course, full array of local dimming truly helps on this movie as well. You know, it makes the contrast ratio look much better when you have those local dimming zones, when you have those deep dark levels. Then the color and the contrast pops more 3-dimensionally, much better. It has like a depth of field, you know, to it. I mean, just look at that peak brightness here. Just this looks ridiculous. And this is one of my favorites, man. I love those. Just look at the detail. These are all the people piled up inside. These are the people that are piled up inside. And they're rolling with this fireball. Of course, they're dummies. They're not the real people. You know, they're a bunch of dummies lit up and they're like rolling down a hill, of course. And look, just look how detailed this thing looks on HDR. And it looks very good on this TCL. Like I said, you will not be disappointed by this TCL. And that full array of local dimming, it's a necessary component for LEDs, backlit TVs. There you go. Just look at all the detail. You can even see the person inside. You see it? It's not a person. It's a dummy, you know, prosthetic dummy that's attached to this rolling ball. But there, you can see all that detail clearly. HDR just pops here. And look, even here, look at the detail. Even here, look at the horse. And then look at that fireball. And you still get to see all the detail. Like when you get close to this TV, you get to see in the distance even more. But I highly recommend that you get a 65-inch of TCL, because it's going to give you 4K looks the best on 65-inch. You know, if you truly want to experience 4K, you watch it on a 65-inch. This is why I watch my 4K movies on 65-inch Samsung KS8000. That's the main reason why I watch it on Samsung KS8000. Now look at this, man. Look at this. All of this detail. Just remarkable. Just looks remarkable. Okay, so you guys get the idea. I don't want to spoil it anymore. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to switch to a settings. Now, we're going to go to the settings. I'm going to show you the settings right now. right here, so you guys can see it. So let's jump into the settings. Alright, so here we are on the TCL settings. TV brightness, always keep it on bright, because that's the whole idea. You're watching an HDR movie, and this movie has excellent HDR, and you gotta have it on bright. Now, we're gonna change this normal HDR to bright HDR, okay? I purposely left it on default so I can show you how to do it. So right here, TV brightness, you want to keep it on bright because this TV needs that peak brightness, okay? And HDR needs peak brightness, so you got to keep it on bright, okay? There's no other way around it. So keep it on bright. Go to the HDR mode and move it to bright. Don't leave it on dark, move it on bright. So leave that on bright. HDR mode on bright and TV brightness on bright. Now then here, remember your local contrast, meaning your local dimming zones, full real local dimming zones have to be at high, so you can take the advantage of 72 local dimming zones to get those deep dark levels. Backlit and contrast, remember what I said on my previous video? This will always be like this. Doesn't matter what TV you have. As long as the HDR format is turned on, doesn't matter which HDR format, this is always going to be like this. Okay, it's always going to be like this. Backlit and contrast will be at maximum, and brightness in 50. Now, since you have full array local dimming here, it would be stupid for you to move it down below 50 because you already have deep dark levels. So